Imagine a world where foreign peacekeepers are deliberately targeted simply for trying to maintain peace in a war-torn country. This is the stark reality that Russian President Vladimir Putin has threatened, stating that any Western troops in Ukraine would be considered legitimate targets for defeat. But here's where it gets even more complicated. This statement comes on the heels of dozens of Western countries pledging to contribute to a potential peacekeeping force in Ukraine, should a ceasefire deal be agreed upon. So, what does this mean for the future of Ukraine, and how will the international community respond to Putin's provocative statement? To understand the gravity of the situation, let's take a step back and examine the events that led to this point. On Thursday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announced that 26 countries are backing security guarantees for his country, with the presence of these guarantees taking various forms, including in the sky, sea, and on the ground. However, Putin has made it clear that if a ceasefire is agreed upon between Russia and Kyiv, there would be no need for third-party involvement. He stated, "If decisions are reached that lead to long-term peace, then I simply see no reason for their presence on Ukrainian territory." But this raises an important question. Can Russia be trusted to uphold its end of the bargain? Or is this just a tactic to stall the peace process? And this is the part that most people miss. The fact that Russia has consistently referred to the root causes of the conflict, which they claim include Ukraine's existence as a sovereign state, and NATO's eastward expansion since the end of the Cold War. But is this a legitimate concern, or just a thinly veiled excuse for aggression? As we delve deeper into the issue, it becomes clear that the situation is far more complex than it initially seems. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov has suggested that security guarantees should be provided to both Russia and Ukraine, following an end to the war, which seems to contradict Putin's statement. So, what's really going on here? Is Russia genuinely interested in finding a peaceful solution, or is this just a clever ploy to manipulate the international community? The threat to target foreign peacekeeping forces in Ukraine is just the latest in a series of inflammatory statements from Russia regarding outside involvement in the conflict. Last September, Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov said that Moscow was adjusting its protocols for the use of nuclear weapons in light of enhanced Western support for Ukraine. This has sparked a heated debate about the role of nuclear weapons in the conflict, with some arguing that it's a necessary deterrent, while others claim it's a reckless and dangerous escalation. But here's the thing. The use of nuclear weapons would have catastrophic consequences, not just for Ukraine, but for the entire world. So, what can be done to prevent this from happening? As the international community grapples with this complex issue, it's essential to consider the potential consequences of our actions. Will we stand idly by while Russia continues to aggress Ukraine? Or will we take a firm stance against this kind of behavior? The answer to this question will have far-reaching implications, not just for Ukraine, but for global security as a whole. And this is where it gets really interesting. Putin's comments come at the end of what many saw as a positive week for the Russian leader, who stood shoulder to shoulder with his Chinese and North Korean counterparts in Beijing. But what does this mean for the future of international relations? Is this a sign of a new era of cooperation between these nations? Or just a temporary alliance of convenience? As we move forward, it's crucial to keep a close eye on these developments, as they have the potential to shape the course of global politics for years to come. So, what do you think? Should the international community take a tougher stance against Russia's aggression? Or is there a more diplomatic solution to be found? Let us know in the comments. In the meantime, one thing is certain. The situation in Ukraine is a complex and multifaceted issue with no easy answers. But by working together and engaging in open and honest dialogue, we can hope to find a peaceful solution that benefits all parties involved.